Welcome in. It is the Rob Breaux Show. I am Rob Breaux. It's Monday morning. That means it's Overreaction Monday. We'll see how that works out for us. I don't know if it will. I hope it does. We'll see if it does. If it doesn't, then you know what? We'll figure it out. Overreaction Monday. A couple of topics today. The Texas Rangers are great. Texas Tech baseball might not make the tournament. That's my overreaction. And the Big Ten is frauds. Frauds. They've been selling a bill of foiled gold. It just doesn't exist. This Big Ten thing that they've been talking about just does not exist. It's crazy. Let's go to the Big Ten story first. I think that is a fun story. So this is from Pete Thamel, ESPN. It comes out last night. When the Big Ten officially introduced Tony Petitti as its new commissioner nearly a month ago, he listed 4 immediate priorities in his role as one of the most powerful people in college sports: to integrate the new Big Ten schools, the Pac-12 schools, explore the new media rights deal for the expanded college football playoff, focus on the tricky issue of NIL, and prioritize the official completion of the massive television deal worth more than $7 billion negotiated by Kevin Warren. Now, according to Pete Thamel, this seemed like a mere formality, but complications arose soon after he accepted the deal. And the complications all have to do with NBC, how they can actually air what they want to in November, the night games in November. There are huge chasms left to deal with. Pete Thamel called it horse trading, in quotes, so I'm sure some source called it horse trading. Go on about a paragraph. It says, these deals aren't done, and they aren't what they were represented to be from the standpoint of the NBC deal and the availability of all members to participate in November games in primetime. The teams don't want to get into November games at night. It's too cold. We don't have good enough lights. We all thought that the Big Ten played 11 a.m. games because they preferred it. Maybe they have to. Maybe some of these schools can't even afford to turn the lights on at night. Now, surely that's not the big schools, but some of these schools, Rutgers, can they not play it in November at night? Is there too much traffic in New York? I think this is a huge deal that the Big Ten TV deal is not done, A, that it's not what it was represented to be, B, because they've sat here and told you that they're going to make $100 million, way more than anyone else, and this was the perfect TV deal. Now, they could make 80 still, and it could be represented well monetarily. But as long as this deal isn't done, the deal's not done. And the money's not there. Which means, Overreaction Monday, the Big Ten has been lying. And I love it. I love it. No wonder Kevin Warren took a job in the pros. He wasn't going to finish that deal. He knew it. They knew it. Everyone knew it. NBC knew it. Beautiful. What a con job by Kevin Warren to come down to thieve USC and UCLA. Great move to get this huge TV deal done and then leave when it wasn't even completed. Amazing. Amazing. The Big Ten won't get a deal like this after this one is over. The Big Ten might not have gotten this deal, Chase. Overreaction with no rest and immediate travel. The Rangers will lose game 1 to the Pirates. Pirates have been home since Thursday. They can afford anything with their media payout even before this new deal. Afford the lights? Well, they can afford it, but are they paying for it? That's what I'm saying. We'll get to the Rangers and the Pirates, so Pancho Loco, I kind of agree with you. And I have an overreaction about the Big 12 tournament, too. Overreaction Monday in the 2023-24 football season. Texas Tech will get a football conference title, basketball Sweet 16, and Omaha berth. Book it. Oh, that's the full year. Okay. Happy TCU Trophy Week for those who celebrate the Big 12 baseball tourney. Overreaction Monday. Hey, hashtag Overreaction Monday. TCU has a good opportunity, I think. If they can find, 3-hole starting pitchers. Same as Texas Tech. Hey, if you can find 3 or 4 starting pitchers, you have a good a chance as anybody else. Overreaction Monday, Nunez made the catch of the year over the weekend. Good morning, Nathan. I didn't think I was going to have a good morning. I struggled this morning, to be honest. First time I've struggled to get up for the Rob Breaux show, but we're here. And we're alive. We're alive. What is it? I'm alive. I'm awake. I'm enthusiastic, and I'm ready to start the day. Clap, clap. Let's get to those Texas Rangers who Pancho Loco thinks the Pirates can beat. The Texas Rangers are first in runs scored in Major League Baseball with 295. The Rays at 290. The Texas Rangers are second in OPS. The Rays, the opposite. So they're number 2 in runs scored, number 1 in the OPS. But the pitching is bad. The Texas Rangers have the 8th best ERA in Major League Baseball, not just the AL, in Major League Baseball. They've given up 173 runs. The Pirates have given up 168. The Yankees 178. The Braves 158. The Twins 161. The Astros have given up the fewest runs, and they have the best team-wide ERA. They have 27 wins. The Rays, the Orioles, the Yankees, the Rangers, the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Astros have the best records in baseball, along with the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox. That gets you to the top 10. I guess the Angels would get you to the top 10. Overreaction Monday. The Big 12 tournament is going to lose the Texas Rangers first place in the AL West. And it's going to be bad. The schedule this week for the Texas Rangers, obviously all on the road. Pirates on the road, they're good. Orioles on the road, they're good. Tigers on the road, they're not good. But 3 straight series on the road, because you can't come home until the Big 12 tournament's done. Hey, I love that it's in Arlington. But, man, a full week and a half on the road, and that happens sometimes in baseball season. Everybody has to deal with it. I'm just blaming the Big 12 tournament because you're in a spot where maybe 2 series away and a series back would be much better for this team. And I can't believe I'm saying it. If I would have looked at this schedule before the year and saw the Pirates and the Orioles on the road, I would have said, give me a hell yeah. We're going to win that series and the next series and be in a good position. But the first place Texas Rangers, yes, Ryan, might not be the first place Texas Rangers when they come home. Can you mash? Yes. Can you mash on the road? Yes. Can 6 of your starting 9 hit balls into the river in Pittsburgh? Yes. Will they? I don't know. Big Hand, lineup of death, Murderers Row 2.0. I love it. I love the lineup. I love the pitching. The pitching has been really good. Aside from maybe a starter that was brought up from Baylor. No offense to Baylor. No offense to that kid. It's his first start. It happens. Spencer says, I hope Iowa State wins the Big 12 tournament this week. Hey, we're all rooting for Iowa State. The Astros will finish second in the AL West. Hey, let's do it. If the Rangers win the AL West this year, they are 3 years ahead of schedule. And it also means they went and made some pretty dadgum good moves. And I know Ryan thinks they can't because, John Daniels isn't there anymore. But I think the new guy's pretty good. PNC Park in Camden, God bless those 2 beautiful stadiums. Yeah, that's true. Overreaction Monday. Astros finished second in the AL West. I'm down. I am so down for that. Hey, you know what? Whether it's the Angels or the Rangers, I am down. I'm down for the Astros to not win. Overreaction Monday from Chris. Tech wins the first 2 tournament games. John Daniels, meh. This from Lubbock Llanero. Overreaction. I'm much better at golf now than I was at this time this last year. I want to play golf again. I want to get into golf. I used to play golf. I was the high school manager of my golf team. I have a pretty good short game because that's all I did was putt and chip while everyone else played. I was also a monitor at the big tournaments. That was fun. Make sure people weren't cheating. Ryan says JD never did anything with the Rangers. That's true. That's true. Except for trying to make all your best relievers starters and trading for Corey Kluber when you're trying to rebuild, giving away your best young arm, trading for Ryan Dempster didn't work, trading for Matt Garza didn't work. Yeah. I mean, if you want to hold on to the Matt Harrison Braves trade that netted you Elvis Andrews, then yeah. John Daniels is mid. 2 division titles, meh. 2 World Series appearances, meh. Roy's here. We can start. All right. Overreaction is going to be the Denver Nuggets versus Miami NBA Finals. Is that an overreaction? I think that might just be the reaction to the games that have taken place. Overreaction, no one looks at the Big 12 tourney. Hey, John Daniels is the greatest GM of all time for the Texas Rangers, but that bar is pretty low. I hope Chris Young in 3 years is the greatest GM in the history of the Texas Rangers, in my opinion. I hope he accomplishes anything that JD ever did, and that means they win a World Series. Overreaction 2, we have to win at least 1 game in the Big 12 tourney. Let's get to Texas Tech baseball. Overreaction, the Texas Rangers are freaking great. Overreaction, the Big Ten is lying to you. They don't have a deal done. It's not as good as they said it was for 2 years. Let's move on to the Texas Tech baseball team. Overreaction Monday, the Texas Tech Red Raiders have to win 3 games. 3 this weekend. This week/weekend to be for sure in the tournament. Now, I've said you have to win 40 games, but I just think you need the RPI bump. It would be beautiful if Oklahoma lost game one, West Virginia lost game one to Texas Tech. So you beat West Virginia, then you beat Oklahoma, and then you get to play Oklahoma State, I believe, and you beat Oklahoma State, and then you lose, whatever. Doesn't matter. But if you win your first three, I think you're in a really good position. You need Oklahoma to lose out RPI wise. Now, they don't have the Big 12 schedule, Big 12 record at 500 or above. You're at 500. You really need Oklahoma to go 2 and barbecue to get out. You also need TCU to go 2 and barbecue and get out. Kansas State, I think they are what they are. I think Kansas State needs to win the Big 12 tournament to be in the tournament, to be in the regional. But I'm very worried that West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Texas, and TCU will be the 4 representatives for the Big 12, and this conference won't get a 5th team in. And if you're not getting a 5th team in, that means Texas Tech is not in the tournament. Overreaction Monday, this from Allen. Tech baseball won't make the tournament without a Big 12 tournament championship. I think you're close. Chris says Tom Grieve is the greatest GM by getting Nolan Ryan. Yeah. I mean, that was a great move. I don't know that a lot of people were trying to get Nolan Ryan at that point. He certainly was amazing as a Texas Ranger, but John Daniels is the Dak Prescott of GMs, close but mid. Look, John Daniels did a lot of great things. His end of tenure just wasn't great. He didn't have the vision for a rebuild. And I thought, AJ Preller and that team that he had early was a lot of the reason he had so much success. And then when he got to be president, it was just kind of off. But I don't want to forget what all John Daniels did. He made some great moves. That Cliff Lee move was incredible. He did get screwed up by ownership a little bit, yes. But I hated, and maybe he felt rushed when he got Corey Kluber. Maybe so. 07 to 15 Daniels was great. I agree, Chase. Drop in the comments how many games you think Texas Tech has to win in the Big 12 tournament to get in. We'll go that route. Do kind of an instant poll. I don't know if this team gets in the tournament. Do they deserve it? Yes. But does this conference get 5 teams in? I just don't know. I think you're working against yourself a little bit in the Big 12. Jacob says 2. Chase 3. I think 3. You have to win at least 1. 4 or 5 from Allen, 4 from Ryan. I think you have to win against West Virginia. I think you have to win game 1. If you don't win game 1, you might be out of the tournament. And if you get in as a 3 seed, it'll be at the Wake Forest Regional or whoever's number 1 now. It'll be that number 1 regional. Let's see. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. I haven't been this nervous in a while about the tournament. I thought you were just going to get in. And then you lost the series to West Virginia and you lost game 1. To Kansas. Now, I go back to that game. That was not a bad game for Texas Tech. It wasn't. It was just a bad result. You pitched really, really well. But with Texas sweeping West Virginia this weekend, Texas and West Virginia might host. If Oklahoma State is in the mix as well, hosting, you might get 5 teams in. If 3 Big 12 teams host, which I doubt, you could be in a position. I think 2 Big 12 teams will host. Right now, the latest projection has you going to Clemson with Davidson and Campbell. If you go to Clemson with Davidson and Campbell, I'll pick you to win that regional, which is crazy. Jacob is putting together a routing guide for conference tournaments. Stolen bids are the problem. Yes. And that doesn't help. You know, if somebody weird wins the SEC or somebody weird wins the ACC tournament, or if Kansas State wins the Big 12 tournament, Texas Tech's not getting in the tournament. TCU's not getting in the tournament. You might just get 3 Big 12 teams. Texas Tech has finished 3rd in the Big 12 and not made it because of their resume. So the Big 12 is not one of those conferences in baseball that just gets a bunch of teams in. Overreaction Monday number 2, we need a time machine to go back and schedule a top 5 road series instead of playing one of those sub 350 RPI schools. Yeah. Or just don't lose to North Dakota State. Don't lose to New Mexico on the road. Just win the games on your schedule and you're fine. The schedule is complained about, and I get it. I have also complained about the schedule. But at some point, just win the games that you are scheduling. That's all you have to do. And you didn't do that this year. You just didn't. I don't think you have a 500 record in Big 12 play. That's not good enough. You lost to New Mexico. Yeah, the TCU TCU fans are doing it backwards. They're doing exactly what we're doing, but backwards. They're wondering why they scheduled a top 20 out of conference schedule instead of stacking wins. It's a dangerous game to do it either way. It's dangerous to schedule a bunch of great teams on the road. It's dangerous to schedule a bunch of bad teams at home because you have to be perfect either way. And in conference play especially, you have to win conference series and you have to sweep somebody. You didn't do either this year. Good enough. And you got swept. That hurt. I would love to play Texas in the Big 12 tournament, though, and get a little revenge and let Brandon Beckwell throw like 4 innings. That would be awesome. All right, final thoughts here. The Big Ten frauds. My final overreaction today is that the Big Ten will not get this TV deal done. In some way, this TV deal will burn to the ground and explode in their faces and will not work out how they thought it would work out. Overreaction 2, the Houston Astros will be in first place in a week and a half of the division, but the Texas Rangers are great. I just think schedule-wise, the Astros make up a couple of games this week. I'm not saying that long-term the Astros will be better. I'm just saying I think they are in a position this week, how the schedules align, to make up a couple. And then third, there's only one thing left to do, win the whole effing thing, I think, for Texas Tech. Maybe not all the way, but you have to be good. You have to be good this week. And I am the biggest proponent of conference tournaments don't matter. They don't. But RPI matters, and I think finishing strong matters for the committee. And if you could go out and win a couple here, especially against West Virginia, especially against Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, I think all of those wins will be good for you. And you've kind of aligned yourself to have a perfect week if you can win these games. All right. That's it for me. I'll be Rob Bro. I've been Rob Bro. We'll see you next time.